Do you love noodles but worry about having noodles may ruin your low-carb diet? Don't worry, recently I found a new item from Costco called Healthy Noodles. Apparently these noodles are made of soy fiber and each bag only contains 60 calories and each servings is only 30 calories. It's mainly fiber and very low carbs. But is it really good tasting? Does it really taste like regular noodles? In today's video, we're going to do 2 recipes with the healthy noodle, a Japanese ramen recipe and a pad thai noodle recipe. Are you ready? Let's get into today's video. Hello my friend, welcome back to my channel. This is Miss May. On my channel I do a variety of lifestyle videos and Costco food review videos. In today's video, we're going to review and cook another food item from Costco, and this is the healthy noodles from Costco. Usually you can find it in the fridge aisle. It's by the Korean chicken in the fridge, like meatball area, and these are actually really healthy. So if you're on a low carb diet, maybe consider picking this up. Let's see how healthy this noodle is. If you look at the nutrition facts, you will see that there are 12 servings per container and there are 6 bags each box. So essentially you'll have 2 servings per container, and each bag, so let's see, the each individually packaged bag kind of look like this. 8 ounces, about half of a pound of a healthy noodle, and each bag contains 2 servings. Each serving is only 30 calories. So a bag of this noodle is only 60 calories compared to regular noodles. They're probably 200 to 300 calories. So definitely a low carb diet. If you look at the nutrition facts, you will see that it's mainly made of dietary fiber. There's very little carbs that actually in the noodle. So if you're on a keto diet, if you're on a low carb diet, this may be the noodle for you. If you're looking at the ingredients, the noodles are made of water, soybean fiber powder, cellulose, sodium, and yam cajun powder, calcium, and salt. So mainly it contains soy. So if you're allergic to soy, this may not be the product for you. In this video, we're going to demonstrate 2 ways of cooking this noodle item. One in a stir fried and the other is in the ramen soup. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring the notification bell, and give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It really helps me out. And let's get into today's cooking. Today's video, we're going to demonstrate 2 quick recipes using the healthy noodle items from Costco. And the best part is each dish only requires about 15 minutes of prep and cooking time. So they're really quick but delicious meal incorporating these healthy noodle items. First, let's look at the instructions of how to prepare this noodle. It's really simple. You just open the package, rinse with water, and you can serve either hot or cold. It's just so easy. You can put it in your ramen soup, you can put it in a stir fried, or you can just eat cold noodles by itself. The only thing is make sure you rinse it with water. So let's get into today's cooking. The first recipe, we will be making a ramen soup item with the healthy noodle. And the second recipe, we will try to make a pad thai stir fry with the noodles. So let's get into the first recipe, which is the ramen soup. To make the ramen soup, it's really simple. We first need a soup base. You can use either or situation. So the first one is the beef broth from Costco. I bought it from Costco. It's actually powder broth. You just put it into the water and it's really good. It has no added sugar, so perfect for keto diet. So highly recommend this paleo diet bone broth from Costco, and it's so easy to preserve. Or if you want to add a little bit more Asian flavor, this is a less healthy item, but it will taste good. I picked it up in an Asian store. This is a Japanese style pork bone soup base. This one tastes so good if you're craving for Japanese style ramen, and this is the pork bone broth. The only thing is this one contains more fat and more sugar. So healthy, less healthy, healthy. So it really depends on if you have access to an Asian store and if you want something more authentic, a pre-made broth, or you can just go with chicken stock or beef bone broth. So in today's video, we're just gonna use the less healthy version, but if you are on a keto diet, I highly recommend the beef bone broth from Costco. So let's start cooking. Alright, this is the Napa cabbage, and of course you don't have to use this Napa cabbage. You can use any vegetables, but I highly recommend picking up a Napa cabbage. Okay, you can also use regular cabbage. You can also use other vegetables such as bok choy, but hey, I love this. You can add any protein you want, but just to make it more Japanese style, we're gonna put a little bit of hard-boiled eggs. These are from Costco, so I don't have to boil them myself, so it saves a lot of time when I cook. So this is how I can maintain my hectic, busy schedule, at the same time trying to eat healthy, because a lot of times the food are pre-made from Costco. First, I'm gonna use a container like this, or you can use anything that helps you to rinse. So the first step is to open the noodles, dump the water. So what I do is that I basically just dump the noodles into this container with holes. A lot of times in my previous video, people are like, don't use the tap water. We actually have filtration system, but we also have a double filtration system. So if it really bothers you, we can also use this area of water just to rinse it off. Okay, so we basically rinsed all of the still water from the bag. We're just making sure it's all gone. And let's start the soup base. But before that, we're gonna wash and cut the veg. We're going to try to shred it like this way. Cut it thin. So now we're going to turn on the heat, boil some water in a pot. And you can either use the bone broth from Costco, and this is the paleo beef bone broth, or in today's, we're going to be using this Japanese style pork bone soup base from Shichimi, and you can get it from local Asian stores, and sometimes the local grocery store, Asian or international food area, they will have this as well. Highly recommend. It's very easy. If you're using this Japanese bone soup base, the suggested ratio is soup base to water 1:7. So I may not use the whole bag. I'll probably just use half of the bag. So wait until the water is boiled, or in my case, maybe semi-boiled. We can actually start putting the soup. Just gonna put in the soup base. Gonna put half of this. Okay, so this soup looks so creamy. Suddenly, see, the soup is now white color because it's so creamy. Because the noodles are ready to serve, I'm going to boil my vegetables first. So we're gonna put in the vegetables. Also depends on if you like more crispy, crunchy vegetables in your soup, or you want softer vegetables. I prefer softer, and I want the vegetables and the soup flavor to be fully married to each other, so I basically put them first. I'm gonna close the lid a little bit, and we're gonna give it another 5 minutes. Alright, so you can tell it's all boiled and the vegetables are pretty soft inside the soup base. Looking pretty good. And we're gonna reduce the heat, and now we're gonna put in the noodles. So ideally, you could also put some Costco Bibigo mini wontons, but in this case, oh, I just realized we're out. I was gonna do so, but I realized my husband already ate them, so we don't have them anymore. So we just have noodles, vegetables, and eggs. This is actually a lot of noodles for one person. Thoroughly heat up the noodles, and they should be ready to serve. And it should be ready to go. Yeah. Okay, so now this is what it looks like. So now we're gonna do some work on top of this. The first thing is we're gonna put some eggs. Yay! I'm gonna put the eggs in. Yay, eggs are in, eggs are in. The next secret ingredient is from Trader Joe's. This is the Japanese multi-purpose seasoning. It has nori, seaweed in it. So this is what the seasoning looks like. It has a lot of seaweed and sesames. We're gonna open it. Give it a go. Yay! The next thing we're going to do is to put a little bit of the Japanese chili powder. This one is so spicy. Okay. And maybe a little bit of hot oil. And it's ready. Alright guys, look how good it looks. Even without the meat, of course, you could have pork belly. I recommend the ones from Trader Joe's. But look, looks so good, right?
Excel on the track.
Alright, now let's try the noodle soup. Ooh, let's try the noodles. I think I kind of overcooked the noodles a little bit. I shouldn't have left it that long in the soup, but it's so good. Honestly, the noodles, it tastes just like the normal noodles. It doesn't taste like fiber at all, which is crazy to me because it's mainly fiber, but it tastes just like normal noodles. And don't overcook them. Originally, I was like, since it's fiber, it shouldn't be a problem, but definitely, if you overcook them, they become too soft. And of course, you can also eat them al dente without like overcooking them, of course. But look, the noodles are very thin and soft, the texture. There's no weird texture at all. It tastes just like the normal flour noodle, which is crazy. This is the best science invention ever. Highly recommend this recipe. Tastes so freaking good. And get that Trader Joe's seasoning. You won't regret it. The soup base though, so bomb. So creamy, so bomb. I'm gonna make the pad thais for my husband. Alright, another way to make the healthy noodle is to stir fry them, or you can serve them as cold, but I prefer cooked food, something heated. And this time we're gonna make pad thai. You can make chicken pad thai, whatever pad thai you love, and you don't actually need the pad thai sauce. You can do the other like Korean barbecue flavor or any stir fry sauce. But in today's video, we're just going to try using the Thai chicken pad thai sauce, since it's just so easy. The only thing is, I would caution you, if you are on keto diet, this is not the one for you because this pad thai sauce actually contains a ton of sugar. But to me, yes, I am making a little bit more conscious effort in terms of reducing my carbs, but I'm not so crazy about like being in a ketosis status. I'm just trying to eat a more balanced meal. So to me, just add a little bit of flavor from this pad thai sauce is not a problem. And we'll be using the sausage, the chicken sausage from Trader Joe's. You could definitely replace it with chicken tender or anything that you want. It's just for the convenient factor. This is easier to use and it doesn't contain any sugar, which is great, and it has jalapeno flavor itself. The pad thai sauce is mild, so it's not spicy, but I love spicy pad thai, so we are putting some jalapenos. Okay, so the third thing we're gonna do is to add vegetables. I'm trying to eat more vegetables for the vitamins and fibers. So in today, we will be using the Trader Joe's organic shredded green and red cabbage with orange carrots. Of course, you don't have to buy from Trader Joe's. You can buy it from any store. I'm sure they have cabbage somewhere. So this is just pre-shredded, so I don't have to spend too much time processing it. So the whole meal only takes about 5 minutes. 5 freaking minutes just to cook at home because, you know, pre-made. But if you want to live a little bit healthier, I highly recommend just buy the chicken breast and do it yourself because, you know, every time you eat processed meat, it's probably not as healthy. You just cook fresh. So let's get started. We'll be using the always pan. Of course, my husband burned it a little bit, but don't worry. It's just as good. And we're gonna put a little bit of cooking spray to coat the pan. First thing we're going to do is to cook the vegetables because I don't know, I just like vegetables to be a little bit softer. This is probably too much, more than enough, but hey, we're trying some more vegetables, less carbs, less other stuff. So we're just gonna cook it a little bit, just heat it up. Okay, and then we're gonna start putting into the spicy jalapeno sausage from Trader Joe's. This one is a little bit spicy and it tastes really good. No preservatives, minimally processed, no artificial ingredients, and no sugar. So this is what the sausage looks like. Inside has some peppers, a lot of flavors inside of the sausage. Really good. And then we're gonna stir fry it together. Now we're gonna put in the noodles. I'm ready to rinse them. Then we're gonna put in the sauce. You can use 2 spoons to mix them in low heat like this. So the purpose right here is to make sure the sauce are evenly mixed within the ingredients. Sauce and ingredients are perfectly mixed. It's evenly distributed. Okay, I think it's pretty much done. We're gonna turn off the heat and we're gonna dish it. Alright guys, now it's time to try our healthy pad thai noodles. Oh, look at this. Okay, this time I didn't overcook them and the consistency of the noodles are just like pad thai noodles. The texture of the noodles tastes lighter than the air. I definitely did a great job over these stir-fry noodles. I feel like these noodles kind of reminds me of the angel hair. Definitely very light tasting and I love it. But if you're a huge fan of like al dente noodles, this may not be the one for you because these textures are super light and the noodles are so thin. Although they're medium width, they're so thin and it's very easy for me to chew on them. And yeah, it's hard to believe these are made of fiber. It's really hard to believe. Overall, I'm really happy about this purchase from Costco and I'm gonna go back to the Costco to buy another box today. So super healthy, super delicious, super easy to make, and you don't have to soak them, you don't have to pre-cook them. It's just so easy. Maybe next time we can try making pasta. Yeah, but this time we tried 2 Asian recipes and I absolutely love both of them. Alrighty, that's it for today's video. Overall, I would give this noodle a 9.5 out of 10. The only 0.5 that I deducted was because it's very easy to overcook them, especially when you make them into the soup. But definitely it's a great replacement for normal noodles for a keto or low carb diet. I definitely enjoyed eating them and they're really filling as well. Alrighty, that's it for today's video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It really helps me out. And also before you go, don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell and comment down below if you have tried the healthy noodles for your own recipe. What recipe do you make them? And what other items do you recommend from Costco? So we would love to try them out. Alrighty, that's it for today. Thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, check out my other Costco food review videos, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Happy eating! Happy eating! This looks so good. We're just gonna go eat. So good. Bye!